After all that confusion created by the nationwide foreclosure mesh, there is more uncertainty in the housing market today, with a key new report showing home prices weakening all across the country. 15 out of 20 cities in the S&P Case-Shiller Index show price drops, even in places that showed strength earlier this year. Here to talk about what this all means for anyone looking to buy or sell a house right now, Jerry Willis from the Willis Report on the Fox Business Network. Great to see you, Jerry.
Good to see you.
Boy, it just seems like every time you get some indication that the housing market might recover, wham, slam back.
Yeah, this foreclosure fiasco is really hurting people who already own their own homes. Prices are going down, and people are worried that they could go down even more. Now, it all depends on how this thing is cleaned up, but it could take some time. And remember, if you're in your own house now and you bought several years ago, you could be underwater. You might not even be able to take advantage of the low mortgage rates out there now.
But that is an opportunity for people looking to buy a house right now. These are once in a lifetime mortgage rates right now, and prices we haven't seen in the housing market for several years.
4.2%, 30-year fixed-rate mortgage as of last week, according to mortgage bankers. That is luscious. This saves you so much money over 30 years. What's more, there's incredible inventory out there, lots of choices. You can really negotiate. So world's your oyster if you're buying right now. The funny thing is, so many people are reluctant to buy because of what's been going on in the housing industry. I got to tell you, this is an opportunity.
To buy right now, if you can get that great mortgage. Have the banks loosened up at all?
They're still tight. I don't think we're going to go back to the period we had a few years ago where all you had to do was fog a mirror to get a loan. You're really going to have to prove that you can pay that loan. A credit score of 725 is probably what you're going to need. You're going to need pristine credit. You got to be able to pay that mortgage.
And you talked about the impact of the foreclosure mess. What's your sense of how long this is going to take to work its way through the system?
Well, it depends on what happens to a great extent. Bank of America, for example, says they're going to go ahead and move through their foreclosures. They have something like 102,000, and they're going to do it in the next 8 to 10 months. So this is going to take some time, but I have to tell you, it depends on how many lawsuits there are coming out of this. The
Obama administration had really hoped that this mortgage modification program, where people can either renegotiate the principal or get a lower rate, would really unstick the market, but only, what, 28,000 people have been helped.
It's not been a success. And I got to tell you, you can go after that mortgage modification on your own. You don't have to go through HAMP, but there are lots of hurdles to it. It's difficult to do. You've got to have all your documentation. Credit counselors tell me that the biggest barrier to getting that mortgage modification is that people just don't get the documents together. You know, if you have a lot of debt, it's hard to go after these details, right? You have to get that together in one package, get it to your lender, and then call every 4 days to try to get that modification.
So you really have to be persistent.
Persistent is key.
Okay, Jerry Willis, thanks very much.
Thank you, George.